The following is a presentation of Payoff Pitch Baseball. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Candlestick Park for tonight's game between the Houston Astros and the San Francisco Giants. This is Robert from RJL 518 welcoming you here to the Stick in a very crucial National League matchup, which for both teams that still have playoff implications going on. Let's take a look real quick at the standings. You can see that the Houston Astros have a 3-game lead on the Cincinnati Reds in the National League Central. So Houston still needs to win games in order to hold on to winning that division. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Giants are now 4 games behind the Dodgers, but the Colorado Rockies are 1 game behind San Francisco for second place. Could the Rockies actually take second away from the Giants and the Rockies be in the playoffs and play in the wild card playoff game? Who knows? But that's why we still got 2 weeks of baseball left to play. And here on Sunday, we have a good one here, I'm thinking, because major playoff implications definitely on the line. This should be exciting here, at least as far as I'm thinking, in the National League. Let's take a look at the starting lineup first. For the Houston Astros, it'll be James Mooten batting first. Kevin Bass will be batting second. Craig Biggio will bat third. Jeff Bagwell batting fourth. Ken Caminetti batting fifth. Luis Gonzalez batting sixth. Tony Eusebio batting seventh. Andy Stankiewicz is getting the call today at shortstop batting eighth. And the pitcher, Shane Reynolds, is batting ninth. Defensively for the San Francisco Giants at first base is Todd Benzinger. Second base is Steve Scarsone. Third base is Matt Williams. The shortstop is Royce Clayton. In left field is Barry Bonds. Center fielder is Rickard Fanetti. In right field is Dave Martinez. Behind the plate, Kurt Manwaring. And on the mound for the Giants will be William VanLandingham. 8 wins, 2 losses, 3.54 ERA. One of the better pitchers that the Giants had that year at 24 years old. And, of course, Steeler fan would have brought the Dome Foam to the Bay Area. Welcome here. Of course, you are the host here at Candlestick Park for this very important matchup between these two teams. Playoffs definitely are on the line. Giants leading the Rockies by 1 game in second place. Still trailing the Dodgers by 4. So this should be a fun game to play as we're ready to go. So the starting lineups are set. Let's play some baseball, shall we? Leading off for the Houston Astros will be James Mooten. VanLandingham is a right-hander. Mooten batted .208 with 1 homer against right-handed pitching. Fans are in. Let's play some baseball, and that's going to start off with a patient 58, and that is a fly ball to right field. Coming under it is going to be Martinez, and he makes the catch for out number 1. The Astros come into this game at 89-59, 30 games above 500. San Francisco 66-82, but the records really don't mean much compared to what's going on with the Astros, with the Giants, I should say. With the Giants only having a 1-game lead on the Rockies for second place in the National League West. And remember, top 2 teams each division go in. Houston is 2-5. With payoff pitch play, and the Giants are 0-1. This is only the second time I'm playing the Giants in the 1994 restart. Next batter for the Astros will be Kevin Bass, batted .254 with 3 home runs. And, of course, Steeler fan is my Astro fan. And that's going to be an in-play 27. Bass is going to smack a single as he hits that one into right center field. Bass will go ahead and hold the first. And a leadoff runner for the next 1-out single. Bass will hold it first. Steal ratings of 4D. He will not run. And that will bring up Craig Biggio. Batted .325, 6 home runs against right-handers in 94. Hall of Famer? Absolutely. Pitch to Biggio. That's going to be a patient 70. And that's a ground ball to second base. Biggio's double play rating is a 6. 8 on the board. They're going to get Bass, but they will not get Biggio, as Biggio will make it to first on the fielder's choice, and there are 2 outs. And that will bring up the power-hitting batter, Jeff Bagwell. Batted .336 with 26 homers against right-handed. He had a total of 44 home runs in 1994 when the season was canceled. I still say he would have made 60. I still say 60 was very possible for him. Remember, when the series was canceled, it was middle August. I still say he would have maybe gotten 60 home runs. And Salvador America joins us for tonight's game here at Candlestick Park. Runner on first. Here's the pitch to Bagwell. That's going to be a patient 51, and that's going to be a base hit for Bagwell. That is a single. BGO will easily make it to third as he goes run on. He has the run rating on a run rating of 8, makes it to third easily. Bagwell holds it first, and the Astros are in business with runners at the corners, but 2 outs though. And now we'll see Ken Caminetti. Caminetti batted .291 with 13 homers against right-handers. William VanLandingham sets and deal already. Giants already in a little bit of trouble. See if VanLandingham can get out of the jam. Pitch coming. And that's going to be a defense check 72. That might be all right. A range check to left field. That's hit to Barry Bonds. His range is a C, not a problem. 72 on the board. Barry Bonds will get to that easily, and he will put it away for the out. On a fly out to left, and that retires the side. No runs, but a couple of hits for Houston starting off, but no score. I got a question for you guys. I know you guys can see everything pretty well. Dave Little, thank you for joining me, sir. I know you guys can see pretty well. This is a 1080p camera. What do you think a 4K cam would make this even better? A 4K camera. I can get a Logitech Brio, which is considered by many as one of the better 4K cameras out there. Do you think that would really make much of a difference with this? I'm wondering. I don't mind spending the money if I have to make sure that everything looks clear. I mean, right now it looks good enough, but I'm wondering, make everything really nice and perfect so I could see with my eyes. So I'm just wondering if a 4K cam would really make a difference to you guys. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. It will be Rickert Fanetti batting first. Dave Martinez bats second. Todd Benzinger will be batting third. Matt Williams is batting fourth. Barry Bonds will be fifth. Royce Clayton batting sixth. Steve Scarsone batting seventh. Kurt Manwaring batting eighth. And the pitcher, William VanLandingham, is batting ninth. Defensively, for the Houston Astros, we have Jeff Bagwell batting first in first base. BGO is at second. Shortstop is Stankiewicz. Third baseman Caminetti. In left field is Gonzalez. Center fielder James Mooten. Right fielder, of course, is Kevin Bass. Catcher Eusebio behind the plate. And on the mound for the Astros tonight will be Shane Reynolds. 8 wins, 5 losses, 3.05 ERA. Averages about 8 strikeouts, 1.5 walks. A little bit under a home run per 9. As he gets the call tonight for the Astros. And, of course, and Dave Little. Dave Little's actually not too late. He enters here in the bottom of the first inning, which is fine. We'll let him in. At least I think we'll let Dave Little in. Leading off for the Giants will be Rickert Fanetti. He did not get – you said it looks fine if you want to upgrade. Don't complain about the current view. Thank you there, Dave. I'll take that under advisement. Rickert Fanetti is the batter. Didn't get many at-bats in 1994, but he got but for some reason he's in the starting lineup for this, so he gets the call. Batted .067 with no home runs against righties in 94. Reynolds is a right-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch, by the way. It is a tough 54, and just as I say that, Fanetti goes ahead and gets a base hit. A tough 54 is good enough for Fanetti to get a leadoff double. He had 1 double against right-handed pitching in 1994, and he just got his second. How about that? Rickert Fanetti, big leadoff single for him, a double for him, and he will hold at second base. And that gets everybody interested here in Candlestick Park. And Tribe Fan enters here. Tribe Fan, welcome, Tribe Fan. Good to see you there, my friend. Steeler Fan, make sure everybody has the proper amount of dome phone, by the way, for drinking. Rickert Fanetti is at second base. Will not steal, even though it will not steal, of course. And the next batter will be Dave Martinez, batted .246 with 4 homers against the right-handers. Let's see what the Giants can do. That's going to be a tough 35, and Dave Martinez is going to get a base hit. It's a single off of Reynolds. Let's see what kind it is. It's a line drive into center field. Rickard Van rounding third. They're going to send him home. He will score. And the Giants jump out in front on a double and a single, and they take the lead 1-0. How about the Giants jumping out in front? 1-0 G-Men. Dave Martinez, RBI single. And Shane Reynolds was actually one of the better Houston pitchers that year and has already got hit for 2 base hits and nobody out. Let me tell you, San Francisco needs this game as much as Houston does. Here's Todd Benzinger. He's next to bat. 274 average, 8 home runs in 94. Reynolds with the pitch. That's going to be a tough 38, and that's a strikeout. Struck him out. 1 down. Benzinger will go back to the dugout after being thrown out, after being struck out on a low curveball, and that will bring up Matt Williams. Williams batted .258, 30 home runs against right-handed pitching in 94. Matt Williams also had 46 home runs with Jeff Bagwell. So we actually have 2 home run leaders, National League, in this game. So Matt Williams, was it a possibility that maybe he could have gotten 60 also? I think so. Dave Martinez will not steal. Here's the pitch to Williams. And that is a ballpark 43. That's a definite wheelhouse. And a wheelhouse 32, pow! This one is hit high. This one is hit deep to left field. And going back for it is Gonzalez. Not a chance. Home run, Matt Williams. Oh, wow. A 2-run shot by Matt Williams. And the Giants are going to take a 3-0 lead. Here I am thinking, can Matt Williams hit a home run? And he does. And the Giants jump out 3-0 on Shane Reynolds here in the bottom of the first. And still 1 out. And the next batter is Barry Bonds. Candlestick Park. Pretty much a hitter's park. 1-62 right-handed batter, 1-69 left-handed batter. So definitely a hitter's park with that wind here at the stick. Definitely in 1994. Here's Barry Bonds, batted .321 with 26 homers against the righties. So far, Shane Reynolds already getting hit. And going out to talk to him is Eusebio, settle him down a bit. We'll see what happens. And that's going to be a defense check 81. That should be fine. Error check to second base to Biggio. His error rating is a 4. Not a problem. Biggio has it. Throws to first for out number 2. And a ground out to second. And the next batter will be Royce Clayton. Batted .253 with a homer against righties in 94. Pitch on the way. That's going to be an in-play 39, and that is a ground ball to first. Bagwell's up with it. He'll take it. He'll take it himself to the bag, and the inning is over. But the Giants, 3 runs on 3 hits, including a 2-run jack by Matt Williams. They lead it 3-0 after 1. But we all know how my baseball games usually go, as there is still plenty of baseball left. Top of the second inning. And leading off for the Astros will be Tony Eusebio. Batted .214 with 2 homers against righties in 94. Matty the Masher Williams. Williams going deep. You always like that guy. Steeler fan, it looks like you got some rivals in the chat. Here's the pitch to Eusebio, and that's going to be a 9-tough 46. Struck him out. 1 away. VanLandingham gets the big strikeout to start. And that will bring up Andy Stankiewicz. Didn't play much in 94. Only had about 36 at-bats against right-handers, but he was in this lineup today. Bats 250 with no homers against righties in 94. So he gets the call today. Couple of weird lineups, but it's okay to get that once in a while. Here's an in-play 20, and Stankiewicz is going to get himself a single. There you go. Gets himself a nice little base hit. He hits that one to right field. Picked up by Martinez, who will throw it in, and a one-out base hit for the Astros. That will bring up the pitcher, Shane Reynolds. Reynolds uses hitting card number 3. Reds fans don't get dome foam, though. Oh, wow. Al Red Sox fan joins me. Always an honor. The king of the hill has arrived. So all show the proper respect to the big man, to Mr. Al Red Sox fan. Stankiewicz on at first. 4D steal rating will not run. Reynolds is going to go ahead and sacrifice. His bunt rating is an A. So we just picked the card for sacrifice, and that is an SH. It's perfect. Stankiewicz will go to second, but there are 2 outs. But the sacrifice works, and that was a sacrifice to third, as a matter of fact, so it goes as an SH5. Stankiewicz on at second, but 2 outs now for Mooten. James Mooten flew out his last time up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a patient 14. That's a base on balls. So now the Astros got something going on here. That's a walk. That's cool, Al Red Sox fan. Good to have you listening, my friend. Always an honor. So Landingham walks Mooten. Here's Kevin Bass. Bass singled his last time up. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. A chance now for the Astros to maybe get some runs back. VanLandingham looking in. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be a wheelhouse 08 crack. That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. That one is hit gone over the right center field fence. 3-run jack Kevin Bass, and the Astros just tie the game up just like that. Wheelhouse 08, no doubt about it. Kevin Bass goes ahead and smacks a home run. Gets a big 3-1 jack. And we are tied at 3. Payoff pitch baseball. It's the best. Kevin Bass. One big blast over the right center field fence. And we have a 3-3 tie. As I told you, you never know how these games are going to go. He gets high-five in the dugout, and the Candlestick crowd that was going crazy a while ago suddenly just got a little quieter. Here's Craig Biggio. Biggio got into a fielder's choice his last time up. And we're only in the top of the second inning. There's a 9. That's going to be a tough 94. Fly ball to left field. Coming under it will be Bonds. He will get there and make the catch and retire the side. 3 runs on 2 hits. One of them a 3-run jack, which dies it up. Bottom of the second inning, we're tied at 3. You hear crickets. You can hear crickets. Let's see. Bottom half of inning number 2. Steve Scarsone will be leaded off for the Giants. Batted .240 with 1 homer against righties. Both pitchers have fatigue innings of 7, so they were already giving up 3 runs. So they will automatically be fatigued once they reach that inning. Bottom of second. Pitch to Scarsone, and that's going to be a tough 45, and he goes, swings and misses. That is strike 3, 1 out. Nice pitch by Reynolds. Got him looking at a high curve. 1 man out, and the batter will be Kurt Manwaring. Batted .267 with no homers against the righties. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a tough 52. Manwaring's going to have himself a base hit. That's a single. He hits that one into left field. Nice pickup by Gonzalez. He'll throw it in. And Manwaring is safe at first base. 1 out. And that will bring up the pitcher, William VanLandingham. VanLandingham uses hitting card number 1. He will attempt to sacrifice. His bunt rating is a C. So we flip the card. The sacrifice is going to be an E. Oh, boy, we might have an error. Let's find out. Let's find out. Actually got to check the chart on that one. So let's see what that means. Roll 1d6. If higher than fielder's E rating, the fielder makes a 1-base error. Batter safe at first, and all runners advance 1 base. So the E rating, oh boy, so we got to find out what the fielder is. So I got to find out what the fielder is. The question is, it doesn't tell me what the fielder rating is. Let's see here. Roll with higher than fielder's E rating, the fielder makes a 1-base error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick another card, and this will tell me the fielder, and that's a 1. So it was hit back to Shane Reynolds. So he's the fielder, and his error rating, fielding, is a 5, which means he doesn't make many errors. So let's roll. Now we go ahead and draw another card, and that is a 5. So it is not higher than it. So if the result is equal to or less than the fielder's E rating, it's a sacrifice hit that's successful. So it's hit back to Shane Reynolds. He almost makes an error, but he throws it over to first to get the out. 2 outs, and VanLandingham is done. So that goes as an SH1. Top of the batting order. And that will bring up Rickard Fanetti. Don't need no stinking dome foam. Rickard Fanetti is 1 for 1. Hit himself a double his first time up. But with 2 outs, can he do it again? Manwaring on at second. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be an in-play 44. Not this time. Fly ball to right field. Coming under it's going to be Bass. And he will get there, and he will make the play and retire the side. No runs and a hit and a sacrifice, but that is all. 2 innings in the books, tied at 3. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Leading off for Houston will be Baggs. He singled his last time up. Here's the pitch from Landingham, and that's going to be a patient 58, and that's going to be a single for Jeff Bagwell. That's a base hit. Hits one into right center field. Bagwell will hold it first. That's picked up by Martinez. He'll throw it in, and a leadoff single for the Astros. And Bagwell's second hit of the game. He's now 2 for 2. Bagwell, a 4B steal rating, could definitely steal, but with a 5 on the board, he will not run. As I use the auto steal function, here is Ken Caminetti. Caminetti's flied out his last time up. Pitch from VanLandingham. That's going to be an in-play 64. That's a ground ball to second base. And 11 is not going to get a double play. That's going to get Bagwell to second. The only play is to first. Caminetti is out. 1 down, but Bagwell goes to second base. Fielder's choice, but a runner in scoring position for the Stros. And that will bring up Gonzalez, and he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Runner at second, pitch coming. And that's going to be a defense 42. Could be interesting. An error check to second base, so it's hit to Scarson. His error rating is a 4. 42 on the board. He will make the play. That is an out. Let's see what kind of out it is. And that's a ground ball, fielder's choice. It was hit to second, so Gonzalez is going to be out at second. Since it's hit to second base, Bagwell will go to third with a run rating of 8, 2 outs. And the next batter is Eusebio, but now 2 away. Go ahead, run 90 feet away. Pitch to VanLandingham, or from him, and that's going to be a patient 9, and that is going to be a walk for Eusebio. So he will now be runners at first and third. He draws the base on balls. And now here's Stankiewicz. He got a single his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Players that don't get normally a lot of exposure trying to show that they can play in a big game, and this is a big game. Here's the pitch to Stankiewicz. That's going to be an 8. That's a patient 77. That's going to be a base hit for Stankiewicz. He gets a single. How about that? He's 2 for 2. Bagwell will score. Eusebio, run rating of 7, will go to third. Stankiewicz at first, and the Astros have taken the lead. Stankiewicz, his second hit of the night. That brings in a run. And the Astros now lead 4-3. Two outs. Shane Reynolds. Shane Reynolds is the batter, and he'll swing away. Pitcher hitting card number 3 with 2 outs. He will swing. Runners at first and third. Can Reynolds get a base hit? And that's going to be a tough 84. Not on that. Struck him out. And that will end the inning. The Astros get 1 run on 2 hits in that inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Stros now leading the G-Men 4-3. Timeout. Sometimes when you don't get to play a lot, you want to do the best you can with the chances you do have. We go to the bottom of the third. Astros now ahead 4-3. Leading off for the G-Men will be Dave Martinez. Martinez singled his last time up. Pitch coming. That's going to be a tough 77. That's a fly ball straightaway center field. James Mooten will get to that one. And that's out number 1. And next we'll bring up Todd Benzinger. Benzinger 0 for 1, struck out. And that's going to be an in-play 94, fly ball to left. Well hit, but Gonzalez will get to that one for out number 2. And now here's Matt Williams. Last time he was up, a 2-run jack. 1 for 1. 2 men out. Shane Reynolds. We'll see if he pitches to Williams a little differently here. And that is going to be a patient 69. And that is a fly ball to center field. Williams did get a good crack at it, but not good enough. Mooten will get to this one. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Shane Reynolds. For the first time in the ball game, the Giants are set down in order. 3 innings in the books. The Astros lead 4-3. Timeout. Like to remind you, we have more exciting baseball action coming your way. We only have 2 weeks left in the regular season. Tomorrow we'll be in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium. The Seattle Mariners take on the Kansas City Royals. The Mariners still hoping and praying for a shot to get back into this, although they are 5 games away from second place. But the Royals, however, are only 1 game behind the White Sox for second place in the American League Central. So we will start that game off tomorrow. The rest of the schedule will be posted in Payoff Pitch Gamers Network later. But that'll be tomorrow's game from Royal Stadium. The Mariners and the Royals should be lots of fun. So join me for that game tomorrow at about 8 o'clock. Top of the fourth inning, Astros lead the Giants here 4-3. Leading off for Houston will be James Mooten. 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch on the way, and that is going to be a defense 90. That should be fine. An error check to first base. Not a problem for Benzinger. His error rating is a 3. He'll get it, and he's going to throw to VanLandingham and make the play. That's 1 out. Nice play by Benzinger. 1 down. Next batter up will be Kevin Bass. Bass hit himself a 3-run jack his last time up. He is 2 for 2. We'll see if VanLandingham pitches to him differently. And that is going to be a defense check as well. A 93 would not be a problem either. Error check to VanLandingham. He's the pitcher. His error rating is a 4. 1 to 30 with a 93 on the board. Not a problem. VanLandingham grabs it. He throws to first for out number 2. 2 defense checks, but the Giants take care of it. And that's a G1. And now we'll see Craig Biggio. And he's 0 for 2. A fielder's choice and a flyout. Pitch from VanLandingham. And that's going to be a patient 12. That's a walk. Biggio will trot down to first base as he's on base for the second time tonight. Steal rating 5B will not run. And why would you run when you got bags up, when you got Baggy batting next? Here's Baggy. Bags looking in. Bagwell is 2 for 2. 2 singles. Biggio on it first. VanLandingham sets and deals. Here it comes. That's going to be a patient 29, and that's ball 4. VanLandingham averages about 6 strikeouts, 4.5 walks, and half a home run per 9. He's already given up the home run, and that is another walk with runners at first and second, and that is his 3rd walk tonight. And now a chance for Caminetti. Runners at first and second, but 2 outs. Now VanLandingham searching to Caminetti. Here it comes. That's going to be a 9. That's a tough 0-4. Got him looking. Strike 3 call. Oh, wow. Gets Caminetti on a nasty slider. Caminetti thought that was up. And the umpire said, yeah, that was up. That was up in the strike zone. Get your butt back to the dugout. You're out. Big strikeout by VanLandingham. Side retired. 2 base runners stranded. No runs and no hits, but a couple of walks. Bottom of the 4th coming up. For those of you, I don't know if anybody here was, here, Philip, getting ready to go live for first time in a long time. Good to see you, Philip Reynolds. Looking forward to seeing it. For those of you who thought when the Giants were leading 3-0 after 1 inning, who here thought that this game was already going to be over? I didn't think so. Bottom of the 4th, Shane Reynolds will now be pitching to this guy, Barry Bonds. Bonds is 0 for 1. Should be in the Hall of Fame, but not because of PEDs. Who knows? Here's the pitch to Bonds. And that's going to be a tough 40. And that's going to be a base hit for Barry Bonds. He gets a single. Smacks that one into left field. That's picked up by Gonzalez. He throws it into 3rd. And Bonds will hold at first base on a leadoff single. First hit of the game. Steal rating 7B. That's a good chance to steal. 7 on the board. Could very well be. Let's have a look. 7B. And Eusebio's arm is a 3. He's got a good arm. So it would be a B3, and that would make it a very good chance for Bonds to steal. And I think we're going to try for it. So let's see if we get the jump. Bonds is Steal rating's a 7. Shane Reynolds' hold rating is a 7. So a 0 to 70. So if it's a 70, he goes. It's a 33. There goes Barry Bonds. He's going to attempt to steal. Very good chance. Here's the throw from Eusebio, and he is safe easily. Bonds steals second base. Stolen base for Bonds. He'll hold at second. That's right. Every game was important this late in the season. Bonds holds at second base, and now the batter will be Royce Clayton as the Giants get a man in scoring position. Nobody out. Here's the pitch to Clayton. That's going to be a tough 99 fly ball to left field. Coming under that's going to be Gonzalez. He gets it. That's out number 1. Bonds will have to hold at second base, 1 out. Did not want to take a chance on moving, especially as the ball was hit to left. Here's Steve Scarsone. Scarsone 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Reynolds with the pitch. And that's going to be a ballpark 19. That's definite wheelhouse. And a wheelhouse 11. Pow! That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. Going back deep to left field is Gonzalez. He looks up, and away! Home run! Steve Scarsone. The Giants take the lead. Steve Scarsone only hit about 1 homer against the righties, but with an 11 on the board against the right-handers in the wheelhouse, he will do just that. A 2-run shot for Scarsone. And the Giants retake the lead. And that woke up the crowd. And it's now 5-4. Shane Reynolds gives up his second home run of the night. Averages about a home run per 9 innings pitched. And that is a big 2-run shot by Scarsone. We're getting a lot of hits from some unlikely players, except maybe for Matt Williams, but some unlikely players are coming through in this game so far. Still 1 out. The next batter for the Giants will be Kurt Manwaring. And he has a single. He's 1 for 1. Eusebio goes to talk to Shane Reynolds for a moment. And now he'll pitch to Manwaring. And that's going to be a 7. That's a tough 97 fly ball to left. Gonzalez will get to that. And that is out number 2. And now the pitcher, William VanLandingham, uses hitting card number 1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a defense check. 79 should be good. Error check to the pitcher, Reynolds. His error rating is a 5, not a problem. He has it. He throws to first, and that is the final out of the inning on a G1. Giants 2 runs on 2 hits. One of them a big blast by Steve Scarsone. 4 innings in the books. It is 5-4 Giants. And we go to the top of the 5th. Here comes VanLandingham pitching to the bottom part of the Astro lineup. Here's Luis Gonzalez. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be a tough 0-1. Got him looking on that. Struck him out. No doubt about an 0-1. Gonzalez just saw that pitch, hit the glove, and just turned around and walked away. Already knew that was a strikeout before the umpire even called it. 1 out. And that will bring up Eusebio. He walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Pitch on the way. And that's going to be an in-play 64. Ground ball to second. Picked up by Scarsone. He has it. Throws to first for out number 2. And now the batter is Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz 2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles. Off to a good start. Houston would like him to get 1 more. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a defense. Is that a leaner? Yeah, that's a leaner. Fouled away, strike one. Try again. That's going to be a patient 34, and that's a base on balls. Stankiewicz is going to make it to first again for the third straight time. He has an on-base percentage of 1,000. Stankiewicz on at first with 2 outs. It does bring up the pitcher, Shane Reynolds. 5th inning, the Astros will continue to let him pitch. Too early yet to take him out, I think, even though you're down 5-4. Well, you're down 5-4. You know what? Yeah. Pinch hitter coming up. He's already given up 5 runs. So he's really not been that effective. And that will be it for Shane Reynolds. So Reynolds coming out only pitching pretty much only 4 innings, as he is done for the game. So the Astros will bring up a new pitcher, but see who they bring up to pitch to go up against VanLandingham. He's a right-hander. And that will be Steve Finley. So he'll come and pinch hit. Finley batted .305 against the right-handed pitchers. So Steve Finley will pinch hit. Stankiewicz on at first. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. That is all for Shane Reynolds. Here's the pitch to Finley, and that's going to be a tough 87, and that's a ground ball to second base. Easy play there by Scarson. Throws to shortstop covering, and that will end the inning. No runs for the Astros. No hits, but a walk. But that is all they get. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, no score. I'm sorry, 5-4. No score. Let's see. Leading off the top of the batting order for the Giants is going to be Rickard Fanetti. Let's see who the Astros is going to bring up to be the next pitcher. And that is going to be Ross Powell, as he will come out and pitch. No record, a 1.23 ERA, but Ross Powell has been in a number of games for Houston. He's a lefty. He is a short reliever. So Powell can pitch inning 5 and 6. So Ross Powell come on and try to stop the bleeding. Although they're only down by a run, it's 5-4. Here's Rickard Fanetti. He's 1 for 2 with a double. We've seen Powell pitch a number of times, and we usually will see more of him, as he really is one of their better relief pitchers in the bullpen for the Astros. Here's the pitch from Powell, and that's going to be a tough 53. Struck him out. 1 out. Fanetti had no chance on that. 1 down. Next batter will be Dave Martinez. He bats .250 against the lefties. Pitch from Powell. That's going to be a patient 28, and that is going to be a base hit for Dave Martinez. That is a single. He will head to first. That's his 2nd hit of the game. He's now 2 for 3. Martinez holds. And the batter now is Benzinger. Martinez steal rating 4D, will not run. 1 out. The pitch from Powell. And that is going to be a tough 31 single for Todd Benzinger. He gets a base hit. He gets a base hit. Let's see what kind of single that is. That is a sharp liner that drops in front of the left fielder. Martinez goes to second and will hold there. And still 1 out. And now a big opportunity for Matt Williams, who already has a home run in this game. They go talk to Powell for a moment. Say, hey, look, come on, we got you. You got us some outs here. Matt Williams, Powell has no wild pitch, so at least not a chance on a die roll. Ross Powell sets and deals. Williams bats .298 against the lefties. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a patient 77, and that's a fly ball to center field. Coming under that will be Mooten. He makes the grab for out number 2 as they send Matt Williams back to the dugout. And now with 2 outs, here's Barry Bonds. Bonds bats .291 against the lefties. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Bonds singled his last time up and stole a base. He's 1 for 2. Pitch from Powell. That's going to be a patient 2. That's going to be a walk. And now the bases are loaded. Bonds is on first on base for the second time tonight. And the merry-go-round will go. And now the opportunity is for Royce Clayton. He bats .176 against the lefties, but 2 outs. And the runners will be off with the pitch. Ross Powell already in a big jam here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 9. That's a patient 93. He'll get out of it. Fly ball, left field, hit to Gonzalez. He will get to this one, and he will make the catch. And the Astros get out of a big jam. No runs, 2 hits, and a walk. 5 in the books. Still 5-4 Giants. And who knows if not getting any runs with bases loaded will bite him in the butt. Timeout. We go to the top of the 6th inning now. VanLandingham, he's due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 6th. This is going to be his last inning. So the Giants will turn to the bullpen after this. But here's James Mooten, top of the order for the Stros. And he is 0 for 2 with a walk. The pitch to Mooten. That's going to be a patient 11. That's going to be a base on balls. Mooten will go to first on the walk. An 8 on the board. His steal rating's a 6B. He will not run. But now the batter is Bass. Bass having a good night. 2 for 3, a single and a jack. So a chance here now for the Astros. Bass sets up in the batter's box. VanLandingham looking in for the sign. Here it comes. And that's going to be a 9. That's a tough 48. And it's a ground ball to third base. A 9 on the board. Kevin Bass's double play rating's at 8. That's good enough. The only play they're going to get is the second. Mooten is out. They try to get Bass at first. They will not. Fielder's choice. Bass holds at first. 4D steal rating will not run. And that will bring up Biggio. Biggio is 0 for 3, but has been on base twice. A fielder's choice and a walk. Actually, 0 for 2. I'm sorry. Kevin Smallmouth Bass. There you go. Craig Biggio now at bat. VanLandingham gets the sign. Here it comes. That's going to be a 7. That's a tough 86. That's a ground ball to short. And Biggio's double play rating is a 6-7 on the board. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Bass is thrown out at second. They will not get Biggio at first, but now 2 outs. Second straight fielder's choice. And now it's up to Bags. Bagwell is 2 for 3. Actually, I'm sorry, 2 for 2 with a walk. Biggio on it first. Steal rating 5B will not run. It can be up to Jeff Bagwell, and he definitely can do one. VanLandingham sets. There's the pitch. That's going to be an in-play 82 fly ball center field. Rickert Fagnetti is going to make a play. He gets to it, and the side is retired, and that's actually the first play in the outfield that Fagnetti has made. And that ends the inning. So Houston lets a few go by the board. as they cannot get the runs in. Bottom of the sixth coming up, still 5-4 Giants. Ross Powell will pitch his second inning. And leading off for the boys from Candlestick is Steve Scarcone. Scarcone hit a home run his last time up, a 2-run jack. Scarcone bats .302 against the lefties. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a tough 0-5. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Scarcone will head back to the dugout. And now we'll see Manwaring. He's 1 for 2. Pitch from Powell. That's going to be a patient 45. It's a walk. Manwaring will take a walk to first. Second time he's been on base tonight. VanLandingham will come out of the game. He has done his job for the Giants. They will go to the pinch hitter. Lefty on the mound. And coming on to pinch hit for the Giants will be Darren Lewis. Darren Lewis batted .217 with 1 homer against lefties in 94. So he will go up to bat against Ross Powell. 1 out here. Man wearing a 3D steal rating will not run. Powell sets and deals. Pitch. That's going to be a patient 22, and Darren Lewis is going to draw the walk. And Ross Powell has now walked 2 batters in a row. And with 1 out, the next batter for the Giants is Rickard Fanetti. He is the center fielder. What are we in the 6th inning? 1 out. Would I like him to bat? No. Rickard Fanetti, how many times has he been up? He's been up 3 times. That's good enough. Rickard Fanetti is going to be called back. Let me just first see if there's another center fielder that can take over for him. If there isn't, nope, there is no center fielder unless I move somebody to center field in the board, which there isn't. So no, he has to bat unless I have Darren Lewis move Darren Lewis to center field. Yeah. But then Darren Lewis came in for the pitcher, so okay. They're going to let Rickard Fanetti bat. They're going to let him bat just to keep it from getting too complicated here. But just because I want to keep it complicated, nah, you know what? No. Fanetti comes out. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you got to make the right call. They'll bring in another batter to go up against Ross Powell. And it's going to be Willie McGee. Willie McGee bats .279 with 2 homers against lefties. So he'll go up against Ross Powell. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Darren Lewis will now come in and play center field. So I'm going to have to take somebody out for the pitcher in a double switch. I'll worry about that when we get done with the inning. So here's Willie McGee against Powell. Runners first and second. Here's the pitch. And that's a 4. That's a tough 65. And that is a ground ball to second base. A 4 will do it. Gets it over to shortstop. Back to first for 2. Willie McGee grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the inning. Ouch. Side retired. At the end of 6, it's still 5-4 Giants, though. Timeout while I figure what I got to do out here. All right, so Willie McGee. So Darren Lewis is going to take over center field. Darren Lewis came in for the pitcher. So he has to bat 9th. And he takes over in center field. Willie McGee batted for Fanetti. So McGee is done. He's got sent to the showers. So the pitcher now has to replace somebody. The pitcher will take over the first spot. So the pitcher will replace McGee, who just went out. Okay. So what I'll do here is where's the pitcher batting card? Okay. So the pitcher hitting card will now come into the number 1 spot. Dave Mart, the number 2, is due to lead off. So the pitcher will go ahead and take over for McGee, who just batted. So the pitcher now will bat in the number 1 spot. Powell is done because he pitched his done, so he will be out for the rest of the game. So now we go here. Okay, I think I figured it out. Top of the 7th inning, Giants need a pitcher and the Astros need a batter. No doubt about it. Ken Caminetti is the leadoff batter, so he will come in to bat. Taking over, coming in the number 1 spot for pitching is going to be Mike Jackson for San Francisco. San Francisco's bullpen wasn't that bad. Their bullpen was pretty solid in 94. Mike Jackson will pitch for the Giants. 3 wins, 2 losses, 1.49 ERA. Lots of toughs. But a wheelhouse, however, in the 10 spot could be trouble. Top of the 7th, Ken Caminetti leads off for Houston. Darren Lewis will stay in the game. He will play in center field. And I'll mark that. And his center field rating is a C47. And the pitcher now will bat first. So Mike Jackson will bat first, but he's a short fatigue anyway, so he'll only be in for about 2 innings. Here, 7 and 8. National League Baseball. Sometimes it gets really confusing. And timeout yet. Another timeout is called, because I got to do a quick fact deck change. Tight game, like we said. Yes, you're right there, Dave Little. Tight game. And this game is important, as they all are now near the end of the season. Remember, we have the Mariners and the Royals tomorrow. Mariners are not officially out of it yet, but the Royals are right behind the White Sox. So a very important game for the Royals tomorrow. So watch that game at Royal Stadium, Seattle and Kansas City. Okay, now we're ready to pull. 5-4. Here's the pitch from Jackson. That's going to be a tough 22. Struck him out. And Caminetti will go back to the dugout. Second strikeout for Caminetti. And the batter now is Luis Gonzalez. And he's 0 for 3. Pitch to Gonzalez. And that's going to be a tough 31. Base hit for Luis Gonzalez. He gets a double. He smacks that one into left field, into the corner. The throw comes in, but Gonzalez is safe at second. And that's Gonzalez's first hit of the game. And that will bring up Tony Eusebio. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Gonzalez on at second. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a tough 79. And that is a fly ball center field. Coming under it will be Darren Lewis. And he makes the catch for out number 2. And now we'll see Andy Stankiewicz. And he is 2 for 3. And he'll go up against Jackson. 2 for 3 for Stankiewicz. Gonzalez on at second. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 35. And he struck him out. And that ends the inning. No runs and a hit, a double. And that is all she wrote for the Astros. We're at the 7th inning stretch. It's 5-4 Giants. Let's sing your Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be right back with the 10-minute ticker. Timeout. Hope everybody enjoyed their Take Me Out to the Ball Game, because let's get to the 10-minute ticker. Some very important games being played tonight. Still having sound issues, Philip? Oh, man. What do you think it could be? 10-minute ticker time for Sunday, September 18, 94. Let's see how the rest of the league will go. California taking on Kansas City. The Royals one win back of the White Sox. 2-5 wins, and that's going to be a win for the Royals as they win that game 5-2 on the Angels. Detroit taking on Milwaukee. Meaningless game, unfortunately. That's a 7. That's going to be a win for the Brewers. They win that game 9-4. Minnesota taking on the Boston Red Sox. Meaningless game, although Minnesota would like to think they're still in it, but the Twins are 3 games under 500. They're out. And that is a 7. That's a win for the Red Sox. They win that game 8-7. The Boston Red Sox get a victory tonight. New York Yankees at Baltimore. Big game here. Rubber game between these two. Yankees need a 3-7. That's a win for the Orioles. They will win that. They will win that game. They will win that game 7-3. The Orioles beat the Yankees. And they take 2 out of 3 from the Yanks. And will now move to 5 wins back of them. Oakland and the White Sox. A very important game here. White Sox now tied with Kansas City. Oakland a half game ahead of Texas in the American League West. That is a 4. That is a win for the Athletics. They will win that game 5-4. And that means Oakland will now have a game and a half lead on Texas. But now the White Sox and Kansas City will have the same amount of wins at 83 for second place in the American League Central. Seattle taking on Texas. With Oakland winning, Texas needs to win themselves. That's a 5. The Seattle Mariners get a big win. Mariners win that game 7-3. And the Rangers cannot get back to it. They will now fall a game and a half back of Oakland for the first place American League West. Toronto versus Cleveland. Meaningless for the Blue Jays and pretty much for the Indians. A 10-win lead on the White Sox. And an 8 on the board. That is a win for the Indians. They win the game 2-1. Cleveland should be clinching next week. They should clinch the American League Central next week. I'll check their magic number when I do the standings tonight. Now moving on to the National League. Chicago Cubs playing San Diego. Pretty much meaningless game. That's a 5. That's a win for the Cubs. They win the game 6-2 over the Padres. Next up, Cincinnati and Los Angeles. Rubber game between these two. Reds chasing the Astros. Dodgers trying to stay ahead of San Francisco. That's a 9. That is a win for the Dodgers. They win the game 3-1 as the Dodgers take 2 out of 3 in this series, which now means if Houston can win, they will get back to 4 games ahead. But now San Francisco with a win here can move to 3 wins behind. Big win for the Dodgers. Colorado taking on Atlanta. Braves 2 wins back of the Expos. That's a 5. That's a win for the Rockies. They needed that. 6-1. They beat the Braves, and the Rockies now have tied San Francisco with 66 wins for number 2. For second place, Florida Marlins taking on the Cardinals. Meaningless game. And that is a 6. That's a win for the Marlins. They win the game 7-2 as the Marlins continue to play scrappy baseball. Houston, San Francisco, we're playing now. The Giants now know that the Rockies have tied them. And actually, if they lose, they'll be tied for second place. Philadelphia taking on my Mets. That's a 9. That's going to be a win for my Mets. They shut the Phillies out 7-0 in, unfortunately, a meaningless game. And now Pittsburgh and the Expos. Montreal. With Atlanta losing, Montreal can get to 3 wins ahead. That's an 8, and they will do so. They beat the Pirates 6-4, and the Expos now move to 3 wins ahead of Atlanta. Notice I'm saying wins, not games. We'll check that out in the standings board when I post it. So some big games played tonight. That is it for the 10-minute ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. This game just got even bigger for both teams now. Giants leading 5-4, bottom of the 7th inning. The Astros need a new pitcher. Leading off for San Francisco is going to be Dave Martinez. Coming on to pitch for the Astros is going to be Mike Hampton. At least I think that's what I want to bring up. Hold on. It's not a safe situation. No, they will bring in Dave Veers. Dave Veers will come on and pitch. 3 wins, 3 losses, 2.41 ERA. Strong pitcher. Pretty good hitter, too, if necessary. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, a 5-4 Giants lead. Dave Martinez is leading off for the Giants. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be an 8. That's an in-play 79 fly ball center field. Coming on to make the play is going to be Mooten. And that's out number 1. Martinez was 2 for 3 before that out. And now we will see Todd Benzinger. Benzinger singled his last time up. Pitch on the way. That is going to be an in-play 09. That's going to be a base hit for Todd Benzinger. Definite single. He hits that one into right field. Benzinger will hold it first as right fielder Bass throws the ball in. Second hit of the night for Benzinger. Steal rating a 3C, 5 on the board, will not run. And that will bring up Matt Williams next. Williams is 1 for 3, but that big one was a big jack. Dave Veer sets and deals. Here it comes. And that's going to be a 9. That's a tough 90, tough 95 fly ball to left field. Coming under it is Gonzalez. He has no problem with the play. Out number 2. And now Barry Bonds. Bonds singled. He is 1 for 2. 2 men out. Benzinger on it first. Pitch from Veers. And that's going to be a defense 86. That should be all right. An error check to right field. That's Bass. His error rating is a 5. And not a problem at all. Bass has easy got a beat on it. He runs over and he will put the ball in his glove. And that is the final out of the inning. Side retired. No runs and a hit. But it's still 5-4 Giants. Mike Jackson can pitch at the top of the 8th inning. Dave Veers is going to come out. The pitcher is due up. So Veers is done. We'll see who the Astros want to bring up to go up against Jackson. And that's going to be Andujar Cedeno. He will go up against Jackson. Top of the 8th inning. Jackson sets and deals. And that's going to be a tough 94 fly ball to left. Bonds will get to that one. And that is out number 1. Next batter is James Mooten. Mooten is 0 for 2. He's been on base twice with 2 walks. Mike Jackson looks in. Pitch coming. That's going to be a tough 38. Struck him out. 2 outs. Mike Jackson sets down Mooten. And now it's up to Kevin Bass. Bass is 2 for 4. A single and a homer. Jackson looking. Pitch coming. And that's going to be a patient 82. And that's a ground ball to short. Picked up by Clayton. He has it. Throws to first. And the Astros are set down in order. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Giants still lead 5-4. Mike Jackson will leave. He will not come. He will not pitch the 9th, as I'm sure the Giants will bring in the closer. Leading off for San Francisco on the bottom of the 8th will be Royce Clayton. Astros need a pitcher, though, and we'll get one for them. And that's going to be wow. Don't know if I want to do that. That's going to be Todd Jones. Todd Jones will pitch the bottom of the 8th. 5 wins, 2 losses, 2.75 ERA. Yes, Salvador America, go Bo Sox. They did win. So now Royce Clayton leads off for San Francisco here on the bottom of the 8th. Todd Jones, the pitcher. Short reliever, can pitch 8 and 9 if necessary. Here's the pitch to Clayton. And that's going to be a tough 88. That's a ground ball to short. Easy pickup by Stankiewicz. He has it. Throws to first for out number 1. I'm not sure. I think that's the first time I called his name in the field. Yeah, that is. I think so. Yeah. First time I called his name in the field for Stankiewicz. He finally gets a chance to make a play. That will bring up Scarson. Scarson hit a home run in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 3. Todd Jones looking to keep it 5-4 to give the Astros something on the top of the ninth. Here's the pitch. That's an 8. That's going to be a patient 27. Scarson continues to hit well. That's going to be a base hit for Scarson. Smacks that off the right center field wall. Scarson heading for 2. He will be safe at second with a double. Second hit for Scarson. 2 for 4 now. That's a big insurance run at second base. The batter is Kurt Manwaring. He's 1 for 3. He'll bat. Scarson on at second. Todd Jones trying to keep Scarson from scoring. Darren Lewis is due to bat next. Here's the pitch to Manwaring. That's going to be an in-play 73 fly ball center field. Mooten will get to that one. And that is out number 2. And the next batter is Darren Lewis. He took over center field for Fanetti. 2 outs. Todd Jones trying to keep this 5-4. Scarson on its second. Pitcher due to bat next. Of course, they're going to bring in the closer anyways. Here's the pitch from Jones. That's going to be a tough 34. And that's going to be a base hit for Darren Lewis. It's a single. That's a base hit. Scarson from second, rounding third. He will score. Royce Clayton, a big RBI single. And the Giants now lead it 6-4 on a huge insurance run. Big hit, big time by Darren Lewis on a tough 34, and that is a single. What a hit by Lewis. The fans here at Candlestick loving it. He's on first, a 6C steal rating. He does have the opportunity, but with a 2-run lead, and that brings up the pitcher. We'll see a pinch hitter for him. Giants will bring up a pinch hitter. And that's going to be John Patterson. Patterson batted .262 with 3 homers against righties. So Todd Jones unable to keep it 5-4. Now Patterson the batter for the Giants. Lewis on at first will not run, even though he does have the steal ability. With 2 outs, you're not going to do that. So here's the pitch from Jones. And that is a tough 47. And John Patterson gets a good smack at this one. That is a double for John Patterson. Patterson smacks a base hit. That one's going to be off the right center field fence with 2 outs. Lewis will come around from first and score. Patterson holds it second. And the Giants have now blown this game open. Now 7-4 San Francisco. And that's going to be it for Jones. A double for Patterson. 2 big hits. And now 7-4 Giants. Patterson on its second. That's it for Jones. The Astros have to make a change. The next batter is Dave Martinez. And now they will bring in left-hander Mike Hampton. Mike Hampton, 2 wins, 1 loss, 3.7 ERA. He'll pitch to Martinez. 2 outs here. Now 7-4 Giants. As the Giants are getting some very timely hitting. 2 big runs here in the bottom of the 8th. Martinez, the batter. Here's the pitch from Matt Hampton. And that's a wheelhouse, 76, but only a fly ball to center field, way too under the ball. Martinez mad at himself. He knew he should have had that. That's a fly ball to center. Coming under, it's going to be Mooten. He will make the catch, and the inning is over, but Martinez knows he had one there. And that retires his side. 2 big runs on 3 hits. 8 in the books. 7-4 Giants. We go to the top of the 9th. Timeout. They will face the heart of the Houston order. Craig Biggio will lead it off. Not a save situation. Got a number of choices they can go with. Should bring in the best guy available. And they're going to bring in Brad Brink. Brad Brink will come on and pitch for San Francisco. No record, a 1.08 ERA. Only pitched 4 games. Only 8 innings pitched. But he was on the roster at the end of the cancellation, so he's still available. Top of the 9th. Rod Beck is warming up just in case. 7-4. Craig Biggio leads it off for the Astros. Top of the 9th inning. If you think this game is over, you got another thing coming. Pitch coming. That's going to be a patient 11, and it leads off with a walk. And Biggio will go to first. A leadoff walk to Biggio. And now that's a slave situation, and they will take Brink out, as I was hoping maybe he would do better than that. Now it's a save situation, and now Jeff Bagwell comes up to bat. Tried to get 1 out, couldn't do it. They will bring in the closer. It'll be Rod Beck. Two wins, 4 losses, 2.77 ERA. He had 28 saves. Rod Beck now comes in to close it for the Giants. Jeff Bagwell, you're not pinch hitting for him. You're letting him bat. Nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. As I said, this game ain't over in any way. Biggio, 5B steal rating, will not run. You're down by 3 runs. You're not running. Pitch. It's a 9. It's a tough 46. Struck him out. Oh, what a big strikeout for Beck. Big strikeout. Just got him. 1 out. And the next batter is Ken Caminetti. Fans here at Candlestick Park know how important this game is. The Rockies have tied them. They need to win to stay one game ahead of them for second place. Remember, first and second makes the playoffs in each division. Here's the pitch to Caminetti. That is a ballpark 34. That's a wheelhouse. A wheelhouse 54. It's a base hit for Caminetti. Single. It's a grounder up the middle to center field. Biggio has to hold it second. Caminetti at first. 1 out still. Ken Caminetti was 0 for 4, and he gets a huge base hit. And the batter now is Luis Gonzalez. The tying run at the plate with 1 out. They're going to go talk to Rod Beck for a second. Let him know, hey, good, come on. Let's do this right. 1 out. Top of the 9th, 7-4 Giants. Gonzalez the batter. They'll let him hit. He bats .275 against the righties. Fans here at the stick now a little nervous. Rod Beck sets and deals. Here's the pitch. That's a tough 63, and that's a fly ball to left. Coming under it's going to be Barry Bonds. He will get there. Two outs. Runners have to hold. The last chance for Houston is Tony Eusebio. His average is 214. I'll check to see if there's anybody else I can bring in. And I think there is. Usually I go with the player with the highest at-bats against a certain pitcher. But in this case, I'll go ahead and go with the best player with the best average. Eusebio's the catcher. And they're going to go with Orlando Miller. Orlando Miller will come up. He will bats 367 against righties, although only 30 at bats. Eusebio is gone. Scott Service will take over at catcher in case Miller does something. Rod Beck is the closer. They're going to leave him in there. This is what you do. This is what you pay him for. I could make a switch to a lefty. But Rod Beck is going to be the guy to do it. He has 28 saves. This is what he gets paid to do. Orlando Miller. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 7-4 Giants. Miller represents the tying run. Rod Beck sets and deals. Here it comes. And that's a 6. It's a tough 06. Struck him out. That's the ball game. San Francisco gets the job done. They beat the Astros 7-4. Big strikeout by Rod Beck. The fans are enjoying this one. A big win for the Giants as they stay 1 game ahead of Colorado in the National League's West, second place. Orlando Miller gets tough on a strikeout and just couldn't do it. Strikeout. And a big win for the Giants over a very good Astros team. And that does it, 7-4. No runs, 1 hit. And I'll go ahead and give you a final line score here in 1 second. For San Francisco, 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For Houston, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is William VanLandingham. He gets the win. Shane Reynolds does take the loss. Rod Beck does get the save. And a couple of holds, and a hold by Jackson for San Francisco. And also a hold by Brink, even though he did allow a base runner. And that does it there. Big win for San Francisco tonight over a very good Astros team. As now there's only 2 weeks left in this regular season of 1994. More excitement coming your way tomorrow. Seattle Mariners take on the Kansas City Royals. Both Royals and White Sox tied at 83 wins in the American League Central for second place. Playoff spots definitely on the line. Steeler fan, 1933, Salvador America, Dave Little. Al, Red Sox fan, who joined me today. Tribe fan, 879. I want to thank everybody here who joined us for tonight's game here at Candlestick Park. I hope you'll join me for tomorrow for more exciting payoff pitch baseball action. should be exciting tomorrow as well. Everybody stay safe, stay smart, stay strong, stay healthy, and have a good trip home, everyone. Final score here, 7-4 Giants. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Take care.